Hi guys, it's Stacy from Clothes Live On, and today we are doing an online sourcing haul, and I'm going to be showing you guys some of my tips for sourcing online in this video. Also, I don't currently source from like a ton of websites, so this is only going to be from 3 websites, and primarily I am sourcing from ThredUp. That's really my number one, and then I'm also sourcing on Mercari. So let me jump into the first thing that I picked up. So 2 of them are already opened. Everything from ThredUp is unopened. And things like the Mercari order I have for you guys, I have to check things like that for flaws. If I ever source on Poshmark, that needs to be checked for flaws. So I do open those kind of packages right away. So these jeans are from the RealReal. So I will remove this tag before I list them. And if you don't have the RealReal account, I highly recommend signing up for one. I believe I have a promo or like an affiliate thing where if you sign up, you can get, I want to say $10 off. I'll have it linked in the description of this video if I do have like a referral link for you guys, so you guys can get a discount. But even if you aren't planning to do any sort of like consignment with them, which I actually am currently in the process of consigning with them, members will occasionally get a credit sent to them. So they had sent me a $30 credit, and that can be taken off of shipping also. So they do charge you for shipping, but if you have a credit, you can apply that. So I found these Rag and Bone jeans, and they were on clearance on the RealReal for $15. So my credit covered that plus the shipping plus all tax. So I got these for completely free, and I didn't do anything to have that credit. I just like have a membership that I don't use a lot, so they offered that to me. I did lose out on a little bit of that $30, so I didn't use the full $30 that was sent to me. But I was okay with that because these were free. But if you have a credit, you can pick something that is more expensive and then just pay a little bit out of pocket. I opted for free jeans, and I picked these ones because they have zippers all the way down the side, and they do actually unzip. So if you kind of want to have like side leg or something going on, you can do that. So these are a size 26. They're in really awesome condition. So that was the first thing I grabbed. If I get any more credit from the RealReal, you know, just for having an account, not for stuff selling, I will pick up something else, hopefully for free. So that's just a tip there. Just make sure you have an account with the RealReal, even when we're not in lockdown, and some states already are starting to not be in lockdown anymore, but even when we're not, they will still occasionally give out those credits. So it's just good to have that account. Make sure you're keeping up with the emails from them to be alerted when you do have a credit, and make sure that you spend it. Okay, the next dress I got from Mercari, and it is my first time getting this brand, but I'm actually gonna have 2 of this brand in this haul. So it is this gorgeous blue little lace dress, and the brand is Self Portrait. So I've seen this brand before at Nordstrom Rack, but not at a price where I could flip it. However, I got this dress for pretty cheap. So at least for this video, I am going to disclose prices. I don't know if I'll do that in further like online sourcing videos. I do have more ThredUp stuff coming to my house that I think is being delivered later this week or early next week, something like that. So this dress on Mercari was $40 plus tax and shipping, and the shipping was $4.99. So it ended up being like just under $50 when all was said and done. But I also had a little bit of credit on my account from selling stuff that I just applied that. So this is a US size 2. But when I see stuff on Mercari, I will initially like the item, and then I will go and on Google and I try and find the style name. That's what I did with this. I did a lot of research to find the style name, and I look it up on Poshmark then, and I see what the comps are, because the brand isn't the only thing that defines if something is worth buying, especially when you're paying up. So I had to make sure that if I was going to grab something at such a high price point, that the style was going to give me a good profit still. So that dress that I picked up on Mercari, it is called the Lace Peplum dress. It was sold on Revolve, and just going through comps really quickly, there are some on the lower end, like 65, there's one for 80, 60, 175, 115, 160, 125. So like, yes, there were some lower ones, but I'm going to price mine on the higher end. Like there's another one that is a size 2, which is what I have, that sold for 160. So I'm going to price mine high so that, well, first of all, I take pretty steep discounts in my closet. But then, you know, even if I sell it for my half off, my normal half off, so I'll probably price this at like just over 200 and then expect more in that 1 to 115 range. I'll probably price it around that, or I might price it right at 100, which means that I may or may not double my money depending on what it sells for, but I will make a pretty decent profit, because, you know, I think there's both to factor. Like, doubling our money always sounds good, and it is good. And if I invested some $50 into something, having an earnings of $100 is nice. But even if it sells for 100 and my earnings is 80, in that scenario, I can profit $30, and that's still a good chunk of money for one item. I am just spending a lot of time right now on lower end pieces that have been donated to me, where time-wise it takes me just as long to list it, and then they're only selling for 15. I'm selling a lot of pieces that are going for less money because I'm having less pieces that are high-end. So I'm happy to pay up a little bit and have something high-end and a brand that I've been wanting to have in my closet that I haven't. So on Mercari, I will go ahead and screen share. I have saved searches. So under likes, there is a saved search, and you can see I have a bunch of different brands here. So I have saved searches for Self-Portrait, Ula Johnson, Faithful the Brand, Ace and Jag, Spell and the Gypsy, Reformation, and Rothy's. And what I will do, so let me go ahead and add one really quick. So let's add John Fluvog, because I do hope to get that brand in my store at some point. So I will turn that on. I'm going to filter, and I'm going to turn on that brand, because you'll see a lot of people who don't have actually that brand but just put it somewhere in their listing. People can still mistag the brand, but this helps. I will do for sale, and then I'm going to always put a max price. So for this, I will say something like $40. And then I sometimes even filter the categories. So I'm going to filter here by women's and then shoes and apply. So here there are 4 listings that fit that price point of everything that I'm looking for. So I can look at those, see if they fit my needs. And then if none of them do, I will just go up here and I will slide on save this search, and then I will get a notification when I open Mercari if someone has listed shoes that fit all of those specifications, just so I'm being first alerted. And you know, not everything that's going to pop up is going to be something that I want to buy, but at least Mercari is making me aware of this, and that's why it's one of my favorite places to try sourcing right now. You can save searches on ThredUp, but you can't save them as specifically as you can with Mercari. I'm pretty sure on ThredUp you can only do like a brand versus like specific sizes and price points and things like that, and that's really what I am looking for. So I feel like Mercari is filtering out stuff that I don't want to be seeing, and they're just alerting me when something that I do want to see is posted. Okay, now we have 3 bags of ThredUp stuff to open. So I ordered 4 items in total in this bundle, and I believe I have another 5 coming. Alright, so they always have their nice little tissue paper. I actually had never ordered just regular ThredUp stuff. I'm pretty sure I've only done rescue boxes before this. Okay, first thing actually falls into one of the things I'm going to tell you guys to do also if you're trying to source on ThredUp. So they have a little booklet about themselves. But what I ordered is a Lululemon jacket. So this is a medium/large. It's like a little poncho rain jacket. It was a little hard to see it detailed online, but I found this actually through Open for Bids. And I think what will be better to show you guys is to pop over to my laptop and do a screen share for that one, because I like to search on ThredUp from my desktop, And then if I have saved items that I'm waiting for them to come out of someone's cart, I will turn it on my ThredUp app so that I'm getting a notification on my phone if something becomes available that I have saved. But if I'm doing my initial research, I like that to be on their website. So I will show you how I do the auction bid stuff on ThredUp and how I got that jacket. Okay guys, so I did a whole screen share, but my mic wasn't turned on, so we are just going to do a voiceover and it might not align up fantastically, but I don't want to re-record this. So if you're trying to do bids, you need to go to clothing, and then there's going to be new open for bids. You can also do a search. So here I am searching for Rothy's, and there's going to be none available, but once it loads, you can see that over in Ways to Shop, there is open for bids. So that's another way to get into the auction. So you can do either or. So there are 2 Rothy's available at the time I recorded this on auctions that are starting at $57.99 each. And these always sell. I've never seen the Rothy's on ThredUp sell for less than like $70. They always get bid on. They always have a lot of people liking them. So I've never purchased Rothy's from ThredUp, but they're usually in the bids. I can check on it all the time. So I turned off the brand Rothy's, and now I'm just in their bids, and they auto filter it by bids placed. So you're going to see basically what's the most popular and bid on items. So there was a Johnny Was that was ending pretty soon. They do tell you how long the auctions have left. So yeah, and then I'm over here showing that you can sort by brand when you're on the auction page. So I'll do a lot of like self-portrait here. I do look up things like Johnny Was. I'll sometimes look at Lululemon, which we will do later, but I'm usually looking at more obscure brands, Ulla Johnson, things like that. And you can also sort it by ending soonest, which is my favorite way to shop auctions because I am wanting to get on auctions the most last minute that I can. So I'm going to scroll through here. When you sort by ending soonest, it's actually going to show you a lot of ones that have ended. So you have to scroll until you see one that has a time limit on it, which this day was a Saturday that I got recorded, so there was a lot of auctions going on and a lot of them had ended, but we did get to eventually them see these ones say 0 minutes, so even though they have a time, they had still ended. So I'm looking for ones that have a time. So we got to here. The BB one had 17 minutes to go. So then from there, I'm going to start looking at brands and seeing if anything jumps out at me, because that's the first thing I'm looking for. So I will find a brand like this is a Madewell top, but it's $24.99, which is more than I would want to pay for something like that. But I am just scrolling initially for brands. So then I ended up going back up, and we're going to look at that Madewell shirt some more, but it ends up not being my best example. So you could place a bid here. It has 33 minutes to go, and I wouldn't place a bid at this point. I like to place a bid in the last 30 seconds, but this one doesn't have favorites, so I wouldn't be competing with someone, but if I like something, I will favorite it, and I will come back to it last minute. So like I said, I like to bid in the last 30 seconds. I will even set an alarm on my phone to alert me for when I need to come back. So I would have set my alarm 30 minutes from when this I was looking at this, so that I would be alerted at like that 3-minute mark, and then I can come back, keep an eye on it, and then place my bid at the 30-second mark. And that way, hopefully, I don't get outbid by someone else. Sometimes I'll even wait until more like the 15-second mark. I just like to wait till the very last minute so that hopefully I don't get outbid, because if other people have favorited it, they're probably doing the same thing, waiting for it the last second to bid on it. But if I'm the only one who favorited it, I'm much more likely to get that item. But even in that scenario, I am waiting to place my bid, because as you saw, it will show you, it'll sort automatically by bids placed. So the second I place a bid, it bumps it up in the search results for anyone who clicked on bids. So I want to wait till the last minute. So I go back into here from the clothing, and I am looking on Lululemon now. So I sort by Lululemon all brands. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, if we're being honest. And I then sort by, I think I'm going to do low to high, but I haven't done it yet. We initially go off looking at this because I want to show you guys how I found that poncho that I ended up buying. So this is one that we're going to look at. So this cute little pullover, it seems like a piece that could be sought after. So I'm going to go onto Lulu Fanatics and see if I can find it and see if it can be worth that. So that was $39.99 in their auctions. So let's go over to Lulu Fanatics. I am going to go to hoodies and see if I can find that specific jacket. So it's going to be a lot of scrolling. I'm going to do a lot of research here. I even end up Googling some. I do eventually find it, so let's pop over to when I do that. Okay, so eventually I did find it. It is the Lululemon fluffed up pullover and the color is Inkwell. So you can see that it retailed for $168. It did have a really high retail. It is a like goose down filled, so it's a nicer piece from them. So I'm popping over to Poshmark and I'm going to type in that style name, so the Lululemon fluffed up pullover, and I am going to turn on the blue color. And there's only one available, and it happens to be an in search of, which is like a really good sign that people are seeking that pullover out. And I go over to solds and I'm going to look at them. So they're kind of all over the place. There's 65, 80, 88, 60, 50, 115 was the new with tags. There are some, so there's some more like 100 over here, 80. So really like it seems like 60 to maybe 100 is what I can expect. That is $39.99 on ThredUp, and I have to factor that actually when you place a bid, it's going to be an extra $1 up. It has a lot of favorites, and it already has bids, so it's probably going to get more expensive, but there was an in search of. That was something to factor on Poshmark. So I look at the size. I was a size 10, and I see what size were they looking for in that in search of, because that's a big factor for me. So they were actually looking for an 8 or a 10, and they wanted it specifically in blue. So if I was going to buy that piece, I do know that I probably have a buyer right off the bat if there's someone who's looking for it and there's none available of what they're looking for. So while this is an expensive piece, I can probably sell it on the fast. So that's just something to think about. I could decide if I wanted to pay up or not. It's a risk because the comps don't entirely support it, but they're not fully against it, and I could have a buyer right off the bat. So this could be something I wanted to stick around and try and bid on it at the last minute, see if the price goes up, because it probably will with how many watchers it has and the fact that people have already placed some bids. But it can be something to think about, just checking back at the very last minute and deciding if I want to place a bid or not and try and get it to that person who is seeking out this color and this size that is on ThredUp. All right, let's do the next ThredUp piece. Okay, next is Madewell jeans, and these were a risk. So these I ended up paying $16.56, and that did include tax. However, I was buying them without knowing the style name, and I'm already going to say that that was a mistake on my part. There are definitely some styles of Madewell jeans that I think would have been worth that, but it was on a mannequin, so I couldn't see that it was this tag of Madewell, which would have instantly told me that it's older. And these are the bootlegger, so these are a size 26. I'm hoping I can at least break even on these. We will see. But yeah, I knew it was a risk when I got it. I'm not sure if these are returnable. You can return some things with ThredUp, and they just charge you like a restocking fee. So I might consider that if I think that I'm gonna lose money on them. It might be worth just doing a return. I'll have to look into that. But these I got with part of a sale. ThredUp had, I believe it was their Earth Day sale. And so on ThredUp, I will filter stuff by sale. And actually, while I'm filming this, they have a sale going. It's not as good of a sale. These were 40% off. I think the sale right now is 25%. But I can still show you how I find stuff with a sale going on. So let's jump over to my laptop and I will show you that. Okay, welcome to voiceover number 2. That might not align very well. So we are going to look at the sale. As you can see, there is a 25% sale going on, and I just need to enter the code pronto, but it's not going to include everything on their site. It's going to be select items. So you can click shop now, which sometimes I click on it. I think I do here in a second. It's not going to, there's not great ways to filter it. If you're in the shop, you can sort by brand from there, but they're not going to filter it in any sort of special way. It's going to be by newest first, but I don't think they really add a whole lot of things to a sale when they already have a sale running. So that's not the best way. I like to keep in someone's cart on. I think that's a really effective way to shop. And then it'll tell you the price with the discount code. So that's something to keep in mind here. And you can like an item that is in someone's cart, and you can get alerted to when it's going to be available again. And if you click on the item, it tells you how long it's going to be in their cart. So this has 13 minutes to go in someone's cart. But I like to like things and then get alerts on my phone when they become available. If I like the price with a sale, it's especially important with sales to do this. So here I'm just searching by Madewell, and over here you can see that you can click on the 25% with code. So that I can make sure I'm getting things that are part of the sale, which is important to me. And I don't like shopping all Madewell, so I shop jeans, and then I also like to look at coats and jackets, which we will do later. So I turn on jeans. It's going to take a second to load, and I'm going to see what they have, 25% off for their jeans, and I do like to search low to high. It's just my favorite way to shop. So the best ones that they have available are these gray ones, $17.24. Still a little pricey for what they are. I wouldn't buy the first ones though. They're patterned. It's going to be a very hard sell. Even gray is a little bit of a harder sell. And then down here, blue jeans, more classic blue jeans. The cheapest ones I have are $23.24 with the code. So those are going to be probably out of my price point, more than I'm willing to spend on Madewell jeans. But I like to look there during a sale because those are, you know, a pretty trusted brand. So it's something worth looking at that, you know, people are seeking out. I look over at jackets, and again, I did sort low to high, and they didn't have a whole lot in jackets because I'm looking for more of coats than like a vest or a cardigan or anything like that. Their coats can net a lot of money, so that's what I'm looking for when I do that. And of course, you can turn on save searches for things like Madewell. I don't really utilize their save searches because I don't prefer it. I just prefer making my own personal search, but it's up there. They do have it, which is nice. I wish Poshmark would add save searches, honestly. All right, we have my last two pieces here. They were also bought with a coupon, so the same way that I just showed you. First one, these were a brand from my Bolo video, and they are Nyama sole leggings. You probably can't see that. They are new with tags, and these were pretty inexpensive. So they retailed for $88. I got them for $17.84, including tax. That's just like how I could see it on my order, was when it included tax. The style is barefoot. But yeah, I know these will go for a pretty good price point on Poshmark, so they have little stars down the legs. I was really excited to grab these for the price that they were, because ThredUp had other of this brand for more expensive and not new with tags. So I thought these were a pretty good score. Happy about finding those. And then the last thing I grabbed is another self-portrait dress. So never grabbed this brand before, and now I have two of it to list. So this dress was $49.31, and that did include tax. Also, this is a size 8, and I looked up the style name on this one because it's pretty easy to figure out style name of self-portrait based on pictures, unlike the Madewell jeans. So I was confident in buying this before I actually bought it. So yeah, this is what this dress looks like. It's pretty sheer up top. It's so cute. And I saved a sold of this dress, which I talked about in a thrifting tip video before on Poshmark. I looked this up when I was looking at it on ThredUp, and I saved a sold of it so that I have the style name on hand. So this dress is called the Ruffle Wave pure lace mini dress. Probably butchered that partially. And the sold I have saved sold for $155. So I can kind of expect it to go for around that. I think I'm going to list it at $300 and then I can take $150 and up. And so yeah, if this goes for $150 and I have about $50 invested, I think that's a pretty good turnaround. This dress is so cute. So yeah, that's what I've sourced right now. Like I said, I do have more ThredUp stuff coming in. I'm a little weary with buying stuff online because it is far more expensive than thrifting, but I can't thrift right now. So I'm kind of mixing in. I'm doing a little bit of online sourcing so that I'm getting in stuff I'm excited to list in my closet. And then I have community donations where it's probably stuff that's not as good, but it was no cost to me. So that's all pure profit. So that's how I'm kind of staying sane during quarantine. It's hard to pay up for things. There's a lot of things that I would love to buy on ThredUp, but it's just not something I feel comfortable spending that much money on. Like, there are definitely dresses that you could pay up for. There are dresses from Reformation on ThredUp that were like $60 to $70 that could definitely still yield a profit, but that is out of my comfort zone. I really feel like $50 is typically like the max I'm willing to spend on one piece, and that is quite a bit of money invested into something, especially because pieces that are going to sell for more money tend to sit for a little longer. It's a little harder to find a buyer that is willing to invest that much money into one piece. You can find them obviously, and it's very exciting when I get those sales, but I just know that like the self-portrait dresses are probably going to sit a little longer since I expect a much higher profit point from them, versus it's pretty easy to sell something at $15 to $20. There's a lot more buyers in that price point area. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you if you are sourcing online also. If you did like it, please give this video a thumbs up so that I know you guys want to see more videos like this in the future. If you want to see what else I bought from ThredUp, let me know in a comment down below. I can do another haul when I get my other stuff in. It's not a lot, like I said, so it would be a short video, but if you want to see that, I can definitely make it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.